nice, Coach. That's nice.
That's not true.
What are you talking? He has.
Your ex-wife earned the right to see what else is out there for her.
That's not true.
Right.
That's not true.
We just want to do the right thing by Sam.
Yeah, go out and see what the market is, buddy.
Yeah. And then come back to us if you don't get the right contract. Yeah.
I thought you liked that strategy, Coach.
Oh, that is a good strategy, but it's a lie. They're not doing Sam Darnold a solid. They are like, we're not giving you $40 million.
You earned the right. Go test the waters.
This guy.
I think that makes sense. I don't even know. Is this a mistake? You guys are making fun of Sam Darnold.
No, we're making fun of your naivete.
I would be more making fun of that comment. I don't think the Vikings are that benevolent where they're like, oh, please go out and search.
Can you
for a
believe they
better
didn't
life.
let Justin Jefferson do that? He didn't think he had earned the right.
He earned it. He wasn't on a prove-it deal. He got drafted by them.
I would imagine first of all, you got to believe in J.J. McCarthy, or at least have a pretty strong feeling that he's going to come back from the injury and be what you hope he can be. And then secondly, I imagine there's probably not as big a market for Sam Darnold as he may hope, and he's earned. So otherwise, you would franchise him with the idea that you'd franchise him, provided there were two other suitors that you could then trade his rights to and hopefully get something back. The problem with franchising him and taking that chance is it eats up $40 million of cap space. They've only got $60 million, so it hinders their ability to do anything else while they're holding that place to see whether or not
that piece I just want to make sure people understand. If they franchise him and then trade him, once he's traded, you get that cap space back.
Right.
But in the meantime, it's gone.
Yeah, it hurts you
and
in
so,
free agency.
right. So it is, of all the positions to franchise and trade, quarterback's obviously the hardest because the number is so much higher. When the Chiefs did it with L'Jarius Sneed, that number's $19 million. You can figure that out in the short term easier than this. But go ahead.
No, and they got a lot of holes, both the offensive and defensive line in the backfield, backfield. Aaron Jones, they want to try to re-sign him. That's money. But here's what I do, they should do. I would not franchise him either because I need to fill holes elsewhere. Offer him a one-year deal, $25 to $30 million. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And only reason I wouldn't do that if I'm the Vikings is if Daniel Jones really looked so good in practice that it was like,
but
you
why
thinking
would
he
Sam
can do.
Take that, bro?
We'll see what he gets on the market.
He's going to get
If
more
he
than
gets
a
better
one-year deal.
Okay, then take that. But if I'm the Vikings, that's all I'm doing because J.J. McCarthy might not be ready. And if Darnold were come in on a $25 or $30 million deal, they battle it out in practice. And if J.J. beats it,
that he'll take a one-year deal. I think it's going to take a minimum of a two-year commitment.
And I said this during the season before his last two bad games. If I'm another team, unless I have the same system as like Shanahan and O'Connell, I am not giving him a multi-year big money deal because this dude has had 6 or 7 years of bad football play. Well, and 1 year doesn't outshine that.
In fairness to him, he was 4-2 in Carolina.
I
did say that in the preseason.
He was.
When he started.
His numbers
he had
weren't
a winning
great, but they
record
were
in Carolina.
winning. He took the job from Baker.
The precedent kind of has been.
He did.
I'm glad you brought up Baker. One really good year gets you a 3-year deal at this position.
But
that's
Baker
how Geno got it. That's how Baker got it.
Don't you think Geno showed a little more than Darnold earlier in his career? I'm not talking about right away, but early. And Baker had some nice years.
Yes, but then he had multiple teams give up on him. I know you wanted to go wild.
First of all, don't look at my papers.
Wilds.
Since I came back from vacation,
he been stealing your takes.
I just know. Can I tell you something? I don't steal your takes, but I do listen to you on the morning call, and I know you're now about to throw up some graphic explaining how actually Sam Darnold's awesome.
Bro, you're
talking about the wins.
Can we throw up my Sam Darnold's awesome graphic, please? I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
He's got him on a graphic with 84 Marinos, Coach.
I'm just following the data. I'm following the data. Here's where the data leads me. What are you searching for? If I'm the Vikings,
He was terrible in the 2 biggest games of the year.
Wild. You want
everybody. Patrick Mahomes was terrible in the biggest game.
But
of
he
the year.
got he's got a track record.
He won 14 games.
Wild.
He threw for 4,000 yards. If I'm the Vikings, I'm like, you know what? Let's give J.J. McCarthy. Is J.J. McCarthy going to be on this ground? If J.J. McCarthy exceeds everyone's wildest expectations,
is Sam Darnold going to be?
He is on the river.
No,
he's right there.
No.
He's right there.
Wait, no, Wilds, but that's not what you're paying for. By that logic, they're signing Aaron Rodgers. The question is,
in 2011, I wouldn't.
This question is, they would absolutely pay 2024 Sam Darnold for 2025. They don't know they're going to get it. And
why wouldn't they?
Because I'm so glad you said that. So you want this very specific slice. You want a slice bigger than the final 2 games he played, and smaller than anything that involves his career prior to this year. You want the sample size to be specifically this season in totality and only.
Yeah.
And well, I don't think that's how teams are going to look at it.
Certainly, what I did with the Jets shouldn't count if I'm Sam Darnold. I came over on a prove-it year. Mm-hmm. I proved it beyond everybody's expectations. I proved it.
And then when the expectations were
every
there.
quarterback played poorly if they're sitting at home outside of Jalen Hurts.
No. But that's hard.
Everybody's season ended with a quarterback.
Jaden Daniels didn't play poorly.
Jaden Daniels got beat by 30 points. I didn't play great.
Hold on, Wilds. It doesn't mean anything to you that the guys how about let's look at it differently as opposed to did you play poorly in your final game of the year? You've never played well in a playoff game. 0 for life in playoff games. That's not the case with every other quarterback. And does this also not mean anything to you? That Kevin O'Connell's like, all right, so it wasn't 14 wins and 4,000 yards, but it was 13 wins and 4,000 yards with this same system with another quarterback that we wanted to move on from.
I feel like the playoff game is a little bit skewed. It wasn't all his fault when you watch that unfold. But there is so much scar tissue with how he's played over time that when you see those last 2 games as a club, you're saying, are we going to get this body of work that totally deserves a giant contract and an opportunity to lead a team?
Would he have been better off? This is like a branch off your tree. Going 10-7 and winning a playoff game like Daniel Jones did.
No.
Again, the fact that he won 14 games and then had 2 bad games when it was the game, he was in a position that was never had before. That like either you won 14 games and then you're on the road.
If he had like
that Lions-Vikings game,
I would imagine if he had then with limited amount of turnovers, maybe not the same number of interceptions, led him to the playoffs and won a playoff game.
It's exactly what Baker did.
Yeah,
right.
the
Baker got the contract.
Yeah,
and they're doing well.
Here's the other thing, Wiles. If Draymond Green was on a contract year and is on his best behavior, no issues, no texts, no ejections, would you sign him to a huge contract?
No, I agree with that because
like,
you are great in that system. I buy that. But that's why I'm saying I don't understand why the Vikings are taking a grass is greener philosophy. I don't know.